Hello and welcome to Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I'm your host, Rebecca Benton. North Carolina Cooperative Extension is comprised of two land-grant universities, NC State University and NC A&T State University. Now today I have with me special guest Marissa Spillman. Marissa, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, Rebecca, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
So, one thing that I'm super excited about is you are our new EFNEP Educator here in Columbus County.
I am.
So, I want our county and I want our folks to kind of get to know you and where you come from and your background. So let's start about, tell our audience or tell me a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you're from, any connections you have with nutrition.
Okay, I grew up in the Hallsboro, Lake Waccamaw area, small area, but that's where I grew up. I now have a husband and we're a blended family, so we have five children together. My link to nutrition is what I've always done. I started cooking with my mom when I was little and my aunt. I've done a lot with my aunt, and it's always been a passion of mine, food. And so I started when I was young and then just developed that through high school, took classes, and I ultimately went to Johnson & Wales University to further my education, and it's really been about nutrition ever since.
Now, is there anything particular you like to cook, like your favorite thing?
I've dabbled in a little bit of everything. I like to try new things. Italian, I love to do Italian. I love to cook with wines and reductions and make sauces and gravies, and I'm a really huge pasta person. I probably shouldn't be a really big pasta person. I love pastas. I love it though.
You can eat it in moderation.
Yeah, in moderation. Yes, that's what I do. But Italian.
So those are your favorite Italian dishes. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So what is your background kind of before beginning North Carolina Cooperative Extension?
So I have worked in restaurants with managers. I have managed different restaurants. I was the executive chef at the hospital, Columbus Regional, for 4 to 5 years before my second daughter was born. And I really did enjoy that. I love that. So after that, as my kids were growing, I started working in the school system, and I actually managed a kitchen in a school system that my children were attending, and I really like that too. Mostly nutrition, food. I do have a baby now. She's not a baby, but she's still little. She's my baby.
Yeah.
And so I was out of the workforce for a little bit, but I wasn't really ready to, I wanted to go back to work, but I wasn't really ready to leave her.
Right.
So I did go back to work, but I went to work in the daycare system. So I was with her. It was a different experience, but I learned, and I think that experience in turn will help me with what I'm doing now.
Right, because as EFNEP Educator, you're working with youth in our county, right?
Right, and youth is my primary target, is the youth in our county.
Now, we've kind of talked about some of this, but tell me about some of your accomplishments, some of the things you're most proud of.
Aside from being a mother to 5 wonderful children that I love, and purchasing a home. My husband and I purchased a home in 2021.
Yeah, that is always exciting when you check that off the list.
Yeah, it's very exciting because it's a long list of to-dos. Going to college is an accomplishment that I'm very proud of. Not a lot of people in my family were afforded the opportunity to go to college. And not only going to college, but in college I had to work hard. You know, I had some scholarships, but I had to work hard to get where I was, and in the college setting, I was able to maintain a Dean's List GPA, which is it's a big deal for me because, like, seeing the newspaper in Hallsboro, North Carolina, this girl from Hallsboro, North Carolina, gone to Charlotte, and you know, it made me proud. It made my parents proud. So that's an accomplishment that I'm proud of. I have work-related things. When I was the chef at the hospital, we would do the galas. We'd put the galas on at the train depot for the hospital, and some banquet-type things we would do, and caterings that gave back to the community or honored people in our community. It was awesome to be a part of that, to make that happen.
Right, and those are some amazing accomplishments. Thank you for sharing
Yes,
even your personal experiences. We love hearing about that. Now tell us, so you've done a lot of restaurant work, so you've had some food prep experience.
Absolutely.
Or quite a bit, probably. It sounds like quite a bit of food prep experience. How do you think that's going to help in your new position here with North Carolina Cooperative Extension?
I think the knowledge I have attained over the past, 17, since I was a kid. I mean, you learn things as a kid, but the knowledge of food safety and temperatures, temperature, danger areas, all of that is going to come into play because I'm teaching kids, and I have my own training I'm doing through the EFNEP program, but that prior experience is just added padding, I guess, into what I'm doing.
Sounds like a good foundation to start with.
Yes, and I'm blessed to have that. I'm blessed to have that knowledge, and I think that I can extend that to the children. It puts more of a comfort aspect on it because I'm more comfortable. It's not just, oh, I'm learning this material to convey to the students. It is, I know this material has been my life, so it's easier to convey that.
Absolutely, especially when it's ingrained in you like that for so long.
Right, it's more of a lifestyle as opposed to what you're teaching.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, how did you hear about North Carolina Cooperative Extension?
It's really funny. It's really funny because I was actually in the daycare setting, and my best friend, she was like, hey, you need to go talk to these people. It's the Cooperative Extension. I was like, well, what is that? And she said, well, they're looking for someone. There's a position that's just come available, and I think you'd be great for it. They need someone who knows about nutrition and has experience with children.
Right.
And I'm like, well, as of recent, I do have experience with children, and it sounds great. So that was my initial knowledge of extension. So I have to credit that to my friend.
To your best friend that kind of introduced you. Hey, I've seen this, and I think you're going to be interested
in this. Thank God she did. That's a blessing. Thank God, because now I'm here.
Yeah.
But I started doing more research on North Carolina Cooperative Extension after that. But I have to credit her with the knowledge of
learning about. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you've been with us for about 3 or 4 weeks, so very fresh, very fresh. So what is your favorite thing so far that you've learned about in Extension?
Well, it would. I may be biased, but the EFNEP portion of it, my portion, and I know everyone plays an important. Well, you know, the 4-H also. I love that we reach out and help the community, especially pertaining to the youth. The youth is less in control of their resources and what they can and cannot do and accomplish. And I feel like we make a huge impact when you can teach them how to make better food choices. Because there's times they can choose their foods, not always. Yeah. But you know, if they're in school and they choose a cookie or an apple, I mean, to make an impact on individuals that would otherwise not have that education to better their lives, I think it's great. Yeah. I don't like to see, like, children need the education. And if you don't give it to them, who knows if they will get it if you don't reach out to the children. I think it's a great thing. It's great. Yeah.
I worked with EFNEP for 20 plus years, and so it will always be near and dear to my heart, but some of the relationships and some of the community networks and partnerships that I made will be some of the ones that I cherish the most. I have transitioned over to 4-H, and I'm telling you, I'm with those partnerships as well, still working with those communities, and it is very rewarding to know that help aspect of North Carolina Cooperative Extension, because no matter what field you're in, whether it's our livestock agent, our field crops agent, our FCS agent, our EFNEP Educator, or our 4-H agent, and even our CED, I mean, we are out there in the communities, touching these communities, trying to help and better our communities every day. And we welcome anybody that is wanting to come and, you know, participate in the programs that we're offering. And we're super excited. We're super excited to be out there helping people. That's one of my favorite things about North Carolina Cooperative Extension, is that we're providing that service. And our services are free. You know, the education we provide is free.
Which is awesome. I mean,
Yes.
it feels good to be a part of that,
Right.
to be helping every day.
Right. Now, if there are materials and stuff that we have to supply, you know, we do have a minimal cost to that. But, I mean, for the most part, any educational stuff is absolutely free from us. So that's one of my favorite things, too. So let's talk about, how do you plan to reach your clientele?
Well, you know, in any way that I can in the community. I have some predecessors that probably have some ideas that can help me. But I am open to look wherever, and I already have some places in mind. I have, of course, schools are a big one. I know that for us. Churches, even daycares, Head Starts, wherever the need is, and I am willing to look to the extent of the county borders where I am allowed to look, but the sky's the limit.
Yep.
Or the county.
The county, definitely.
the county that I
So
work
where
in.
do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I pray and I let God lead me to where I'm going. So I don't like to say this is where I want to be, because they say if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans, which is very funny, because if you would have asked me where I am today, just in life and professionally, 15 years ago, I'd be nowhere near where I am just in both. So I definitely still want to be a part of this, and I want to be helping people, but I don't want to put anything on it, you know. I'm going with it, and I'm being guided, and I'm here for the ride. But to go up. I do want to go up as opposed to down in the next 5 years.
So you could probably say, like, your vision for EFNEP would just to be to grow the program.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Now, Marissa, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience about the EFNEP program? Like maybe tell our audience a little bit about what you know about the program and what you'll be doing.
I know that we are the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program, and we reach out to limited resource families and youth, or families that have youth in the household. However, our target goal is youth in Columbus County. That's my target goal. And to teach them healthier eating patterns, how to move more. You know, the My Plate is a big thing for us, with the portion sizes and controlling that, and the sugary beverages as opposed to less sugary beverages. Just things day to day that children may be accustomed to, that they can be educated on, to say, hey, this is not the best way to do this. And just a simple change. But that's what I know about EFNEP is it reaches out, and it's a great program. Everything I've learned has shown tremendous success with the program, and what it does in the youth, and whoever impacts their life is a great program. I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Well, we're excited to have you here in Columbus County. Now, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience that you can think of? We've got just a little time left.
Just a little bit. I don't know. I love my job so far.
That's what we want to hear.
I love my job.
One thing with Extension, we do have long runs of when people are employed. They seem to love what they do, and they stick with it a lot of times.
I have heard that, and everyone in our offices loves it. They say great things, and I'm blessed to have such a great work family. It's amazing. It really is. Not just it.
It's easy to come to work when you do what you love.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, I feel the same way.
Yeah. Now, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, that they are looking at reaching out because they've got an after-school group, or they've got a church group or a school that wants to contact you about you coming and teaching, how can they get up with you?
They can call me at the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Building, and our number is 910-640-6605.
And then they can talk to you personally and get you all scheduled.
My name, again, is Marissa Spillman. I know you've introduced me, but we've talked about a lot. But I can be reached, and I'd be eager to talk to anyone about those programs.
Yeah. And like I said, I can't wait to you to to see if we can get you to help me utilize with the youth in these summer programs I've got coming up. We do a Farm to Fork summer program, and I'm really excited to get you involved in that with us and bring the EFNEP program in with that particular program. So
I'm so excited too.
Yes, well, thank you so much for being with us. Audience, thank you so much for watching this episode of Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. We will see you in the next episode.